Future or modern technology? Solar energy is the future because it's clean. It's a renewable source of power that helps combat climate change by reducing greenhouse gas emissions. As technology advances, solar panels have become the more affordable and efficient method for energy use, making them accessible to more people and businesses. Solar power also promotes energy independence. It reduces reliance on fossil fuels and it's offering long-term savings on electricity bills. Depending on when you had them installed, you can get a certain fee back for giving electricity to the grid. Solar panels are typically mounted on a racking system that's attached to the roof. This is the method for pitched roofs. And this involves installing rails and brackets that are anchored to the roof structure. So your beams, you might have to take a few tiles off. You might require drilling small holes. But for flat roofs, mounting systems like Renosol buckets that contain a bit of ballast are used. So basically, you can't penetrate a flat roof, otherwise water's going to find its way in because it pools there. And these buckets then basically just sit on the roof with a little bit of weight so they don't blow off and they don't require any penetration, and then they rely on that ballast and you just screw the panels to that bucket. The Internet of Things is a network of physical devices such as appliances, vehicles, machines and sensors that are connected to the internet and can communicate and share data. For electricians, understanding the Internet of Things is increasingly important as it impacts how electrical systems are designed, installed and maintained. Many modern homes and buildings feature the Internet of Things enabled devices such as smart thermostats. You've got your Hive and your Nest, and you've got your lighting systems, and they can connect to Wi-Fi and you can operate them over your phone. You get security cameras like your Ring doorbell. You've got appliances, and they all require electricians to be knowledgeable about these systems for installation, maintenance and troubleshooting. The Internet of Things also plays a crucial role in energy efficiency by enabling real-time monitoring of energy consumption and helping to optimize electricity usage through smart meters, automated lighting and other solutions. Additionally, in industrial and commercial settings, the Internet of Things facilitates automation in systems like HVAC units, your heating, ventilation and air conditioning units, lighting, machinery and security, meaning electricians need to be familiar with how to integrate and maintain these systems. Internet of Things devices can also improve safety by monitoring smoke detectors, gas leaks, water damage and electrical circuits, making electricians integral in ensuring proper functionality and safety. Circular economy. He hasn't asked any questions on circular economy, but it was in the paperwork for the course, so just in case you want to mention it, it might come up, I don't know. But it's an economic model aimed at reducing waste, making the most of resources and promoting sustainability. Sustainability is a big thing at the moment, so if you can slip that in, you might get the extra points and get a distinction too. Unlike the traditional linear economy, so we are currently in a linear economy model, and that follows a take, make and dispose approach. It's where we extract resources, make a product and discard them into landfill. So a circular economy focuses on keeping products, materials and resources in use for as long as possible, and it encourages designing products for longevity. This includes houses, buildings, everything. Circuit breakers, everything's designed for reuse in the future. And the reuse and recycling of materials, and by reducing waste and reintroducing used items back into the production process, the model will minimize environmental impact and reduce the consumption of finite resources, meaning they will run out, and support economic growth by promoting sustainability. It plays a crucial role in tackling issues like resource depletion, pollution and climate change. So there's only so many resources left in the ground, and we are digging them out of the ground. Eventually they will run out. Oil will run out. Everything will run out. That's why electric vehicles in the future, we will run out of oil and we will run out of copper, so we've got to recycle. Kinetic switching is considered a modern technology because it uses kinetic energy to operate switches without requiring batteries or wiring, so you don't have to run in any chases for wires for drops. By converting the physical action of pressing a button, it'll change it into electrical energy and it'll eliminate the need for a power source, so no batteries or mains, making it eco-friendly and simple to install in any location. Its benefit includes sustainability, flexibility and contribution to a greener environment. You've also got smart plugs, and they are modern technology that allows you to control appliances remotely via smartphones. I've got them for like Christmas lights, things like that. A lot of girls can use them for hair tongs, irons, so you're not going to burn your house down if you leave them on. They offer convenience. They're energy efficient for monitoring and the ability to schedule and automate devices, so your lights can come on a specific time if you've got them plugged into these devices. Smart plugs integrate with smart home ecosystems, making them a key part of modern living. So both kinetic switching and smart plugs enhance convenience, energy savings and sustainable in contemporary homes. There was a question asked on ground and air source heat pumps. It can be mentioned as sort of everyone's going in this direction, getting these installed. They're encouraged as a sustainable alternative to traditional heating systems due to their energy efficiency and environmental benefits. So these systems, or the ground source systems, they use constant temperature ground. They're buried in the garden or wherever. They can bore a hole and they can heat and cool buildings. A network of pipes underground circulates a fluid that absorbs heat from the ground in the winter and releases heat back into the ground in the summer, so they're efficient because the ground temperature remains relatively stable all year round. You've got your air source heat pumps, and they work by extracting heat from the outside air, even in colder temperatures, and they transfer the heat inside to a building, so they'll have a little compressor in as well. And they work similarly to refrigerators but in reverse, and modern technology allows them to operate effectively even in lower temperatures. Both types of heat pumps are environmentally friendly because they use renewable energy sources and they significantly reduce carbon emissions compared to conventional fossil fuel based heating systems. We used to have a lot of Russian gas, and since everything that's happened lately, they're trying to go away from that and they're really pushing on these renewables. So the question was asked on how are these systems controlled. So they typically used smart thermostats. You've got your Hive and Nest systems, integrated smart systems, so they can be connected to home automation systems, allowing users to adjust settings remotely via smartphone or tablets. No questions have been asked on rainwater harvesting, but if you want to go in this direction, you can mention it as a direction that people are going in. It's the process of collecting and storing rainwater from roofs or other surfaces for later use, such as irrigation, washing, or even potable water after proper filtration. It reduces the dependencies on municipal water supplies, conserves water resources, and helps manage stormwater runoff, preventing flooding and erosion. Grey water refers to the wastewater from non-toilet sources like sinks, showers and washing machines. It can be treated and reused for purposes like irrigation, flushing toilets, reducing overall water consumption and wastewater production. You can't be drinking grey water or bathing it, so no personal hygiene with grey water. And I don't particularly recommend drinking any harvested rainwater because of all the chemicals from places that are industrial, local, like Tata or wherever. So both rainwater harvesting and grey water recycling are vital for the future as they promote water conservation, reduce pressure on freshwater supplies, and contribute to sustainable living practices with growing concerns over water scarcity, especially in urban areas. These methods can help create more resilient and eco-friendly communities by making the most of available resources, because you know how dry the summers have been lately. In the middle of the summer, the reservoirs are down really low. So if everyone has collected some reserves through the winter, it prevents those reservoirs depleting as quick. So this is a direction that they're trying to push. Arc fault detection devices, AFDDs, they are seen as technologies of the future due to their ability to prevent electrical fires caused by arc faults. Somebody brought this up and the question was asked, what is an arc? An arc is a high temperature discharge of electricity that jumps across a gap between conductors. It can happen due to loose connections or damaged insulation. They're not compulsory yet, and they're often too expensive for widespread use. I think they're up in the £200 range for one. The cost is expected to decrease over time, and as arc fault detection devices become more affordable, they may replace RCBOs, and they do the function of everything, and they've got a little computer chip in there that detects the arc. They offer enhanced protection against specific electrical hazards, so this could lead to a greater adoption as safety awareness increases and the technology becomes cheaper and more accessible. You can go into knowledge about roofs, because you're doing building services, not just electrical, and you can talk, they've significantly improved, and again with future technologies you've got green roofs, metal roofing, stuff like that, and you've got reflective coating, cool roofs, and you've got roofs suitable for solar panels. You might want to talk about LED flashing, but you have to do a little bit of research about that. Other construction considerations, I haven't put much into this. You might want to talk about other subjects which I haven't covered. Did your approach work? What went well? What did not go well? What would you do differently? What would you do next time? What did you learn about your approach? This is specific to your project, so I haven't put any slides in for this. Whatever you've done, you'll have done an evaluation, and you should have some answers for this to prepare. Who were the key working relationships with during this project? What steps did you tackle to ensure they were productive? Working relationships, your employer, you kept them up to date, told them where you were with the project. Maybe you spoke with the plasterer, told them where you were at. Maybe it might have been the pipe fitters, might have been the painters, anyone that was working around you during that job. Could have been the wholesalers. So you'll have to link that to your project now you actually went over it. How have you improved your work and your projects? What were the key things you have improved? How did they improve? Again, that's down to you on individual level, what you decide. It might be your knowledge of planning. It might be your installations got better, and it might be your testing skills have got better. I'd go with the testing. It could be the planning and liaising with customers and talking with the customers. Maybe you've never had a chance to before, a lot of people don't. What were the strengths and weaknesses of your practical project? How did you overcome problems? Again, this might be a testing, might have been a weakness. It might have been your estimation of time scales. Maybe it took way longer than what you were expecting. It could be the fact that you used a certain wholesaler and they were late dropping stuff off the site and this held you up. It's up to you where you decide to talk to for this, but